Hot 97 hanging out with family. Nick, how are you?
Yo, we in here wildin'. I'm good. How you, Ness?
I'm great. How do you sit still and not laugh all day?
That's
Rip
all we
Michaels, kicking it with us.
doing?
Is this all you guys do? Is just
That's all we do.
make fun of people? We're just making fun of our friend Chuck because
he in here
He
was
was coughing with his butt.
coughing his soul out.
I saw each part of his body get affected by the cough. I think he sneezed and farted at the same time. He's like, I'm gonna need 2 handkerchiefs.
One in the front and in the back.
oh gosh, let's talk about this WildNOut.
Yeah.
Why are we out here in New York City?
Yeah, you know what? We're doing the WildNOut tour, and it's like we take all of the stand-ups off of the show, mix them in with some of the hottest MCs in the game. We got A Boogie going to be rocking with us,
Nice.
couple of surprise guests, and we just go all over the country. And we just added a second show because the first show sold out in New York, and we just be wilding, like literally getting to it.
How did the WildNOut tour happen?
Honestly, we started, I wanted to produce the guys on the road in colleges, you know what I mean? Because I'm back in college, and I was real focused on, education and bringing the show to a collegiate market. So we did that, and we did a whole season of Wildin' on tour, and it just took off. Like, every college wanted us, and then even beyond colleges, they was like, yo, what about the kids and people who not in college? So we started doing theaters and arenas, and we rocking right now.
So what's going on with you, Rip, right now? Are you so?
This the mastermind right here. He make it happen. Like, Rip is the dude that pushes me to make sure I'm out there on these stages, for all my stand-up specials, as well as, they call him the New York King of Comedy, but I even got to say it beyond that. He just been taking over the entire country. Like, there's no dude in the stand-up market that hustles more than this dude on stage and off the stage. Like, he
Thank
get
you.
to it.
I'm gonna give you the $100 I told you. For saying
That's just real talk.
That's
No, it's been a super need for this. I mean, if the people really want to see it, what Nick created, as far as the older people who watch it when they were young and want to bring their kids to it. So it's a huge family affair. And Nick brings out everybody. Like, you got some, I'm just going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He brings out some of the biggest artists, and just to be able to be a part of
Because everybody want to be a part of it. You know what I mean?
course.
So,
It's a
like,
huge party.
So if they in town, or whoever's in town, or like A Boogie, or just different artists all over, every city we have a different rapper or artist come through and perform. And then all the stand-ups from DC Young Fly to, Chico Bean, Carlos Miller, cats that you see on the show really come in, we just get to it.
how do you find the comedians?
All over the place. The Waffle House, Instagram. Like, really, I'm one of those dudes. I just like giving people opportunities.
Yes,
and,
facts,
and
for sure.
I'm really looking for, funny people. The only problem is everybody think they funny.
Right.
You know what I mean? Especially now, if you think you made one little funny meme that you ready for, the big time. So we have to weed through them a lot through the audition process. But, if you got mad followers that love you and fans and stuff, I listen to those people. They say, yo,
Right.
you got to have this person on the show. You got to pay attention. Watch this video. And I'm always paying attention. If somebody got it, we fly them out and, audition them.
What about the people that don't have social media? Because
Well,
there's
then,
a
yeah.
lot of funny people that
No,
just
you know
don't.
how we do. There's the people who have a following, and then there's the people who are truly part of the culture. And improv is something that's real. It's a skill set. It's something
Right.
that's taught. There's training. There's classes. So we check in with the Groundlings, Second City. All of these improv
Oh,
groups.
wow.
Yeah, college people. Like, we really, that's it's an art form. So we go to different colleges and check for funny people, and then we have the ultimate audition process like any other, LA, New York. You can submit through MTV.com, all of that stuff. And sometimes we find people that way, you know what I mean? And I just want to be able to be a conduit for comedy and hip hop to be able to find as much new talent as possible.
Rip, who do you like working with? You don't have to say Nick. It's fine because he's it's fine. You don't.
No, honestly, Nick. I honestly like working with Nick because Nick allowed me, especially on the show, to be me. Nick
Yes.
lets me, I call it sink or
Crazy ass
swim.
Rip.
Nick will let me do whatever. He's like, either they going to laugh or they going to fire you. Either one. But you can
God.
ride that line, Rip.
Yeah, nah, he be doing stuff like, I don't know if you ever seen Rip, he be doing stuff on the show that like nobody knows about and it's never approved. So he'll like blow powder in somebody's face. He'll throw coffee on somebody. Like, it's crazy, but that's how he wild with it.
I bring the slapstick. We all wrestlers. We got to have a thing. We gotta have
Somebody had to have wanted to fight you.
Plenty of people have wanted to fight him, but they look how big he
they
is.
don't
What
want
they
it.
gonna do?
They don't want it. Deep downside, they don't want it.
Hey,
They may
man.
say it in their head, but then when they come humbly to me, like, Rip, would you please not find it
Don't
in your
do
heart
that.
to throw powder on me at this certain time of the evening?
That
per
dude
se.
wild. That's
That
hilarious.
is so.
But
Yeah.
it's just fun. That's what the tour is about. It's like on the tour, it gets super crazy, and it's stuff that you've never seen ever
Wait,
before.
like what?
Rip be
it's
being
just-
ripped doing like, cause
Nah,
you know we
Nick
play.
be getting Nick too. You see
We
Nick
be
grabbing
playing
the
all the
audience.
games like family reunion and all that. So
Yeah.
we make the audience a part of the show.
Right, for sure.
So we bring them on stage, and you know if you come dressed a little funny looking, we gonna let you know. So it's like we have a good time though.
It is. It's a lot.
You
of
look
fun.
like you look like
Really?
you
I'm
look
so shocked. She
You
was
know,
so-
Rip, because I feel like Rip, I'm sure there's funny outfits at times, but I'm also sure there's beautiful people that go to the show.
Rip done
and
took off a
Rip-
woman's waist trainer in the show during
But you
the
know,
show.
you've seen my comedy. You've seen
Yes.
my comedy for years. You know that I'm a in the moment person to make the crowd
Yes.
go whatever. That's
Like
just
one of
my
the
type
colleges,
style.
we was like he cannot touch the woman's
No,
waist
they
trainer.
didn't just say that.
Well, because everybody walking around with bulletproof vests, and I'm like, okay, you sit up here, I got my hand on your back, you feel like an undercover detective from First 48. I want to expose it. That's the family. You was a Detective Sanchez. Like, I don't feel that should be an issue.
God, this is so good. Nick, you must really enjoy this.
I have so much fun. I mean, it keeps me at a moment. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, there's so much going on in the world.
Yeah.
But to be able to emphasize the humor and the truth in
Yeah.
humor, that's what it's all about. You know, people just need to laugh. So that's kind of what we do. Because you know, there's always the super political activist side that I'm always out there pushing. But at the same time, you can say, yo, we can sit back and laugh about all of this stuff too. So I feel like laughter brings healing, and that's why we bring WildNOut to the world.
And you know what? A lot of comedians that you've helped, they absolutely love you. Shout out to Chico.
Yeah.
Shout out to Los. Just a lot of people who, even when you're not around,
Oh, that's what's up.
and not because I'm cool with you and they would have no idea, they genuinely love you.
Yeah, those are my guys. And I feel like, again, I just come from a pure place of wanting to give people opportunity, especially talented people. So, you know, when you see the Chicos, the DCs, the Carloses, Rip, like all these people, like they're just talented. And I'm like, look, I've been doing this a long time. So if I can make way and give you an opportunity, take it and run with it. Run past me.
And
keep
you don't
going.
care. You're never like, oh, give me attention, give me credit.
Nah.
Like you love helping people.
Yeah, I've had enough attention throughout the years, and like I know
Rip
I'm a,
behave.
like I'm gonna continue to do me. So like I want people. I love seeing what Cat Williams has done with his career. I love seeing what Kevin Hart has done with his career. All the people who started on this show went on to like Saturday Night Live. Like all of that stuff is phenomenal to me because it's like, yo, if you use this as a stepping stone, keep stepping.
Now, this is one of the most successful shows MTV has
Yeah.
running, and one of the longest, I think, comedy sketch shows.
Yeah,
yes,
in
right?
history. Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, we going into season 10, we probably gonna top off like 150 episodes, and like we've been rocking since the early 2000s. And just to see, so many careers have launched, and it's still to be one of the number one shows on the network is crazy. Crazy.
Incredible is what it is.
It's incredible. It's remarkable.
It's remarkable.
It's remarkable. And it wasn't just comedians that you've helped platform. I mean, Kehlani.
Yeah, that's the queen right there. And again, that same idea of someone that I saw have so much fire in her from a young age, and I was like, I just wanted to feed into it. And outside of her talent, she was just somebody that was really in desperate need of somebody to just love and care for and look out for as a teenager. I got word that she was homeless and kind of really trying to find herself, and I was like, yo, let's go get her. And we went to the Bay and made it all happen. I remember making a deal with her, telling her she had to finish high school, and if she finished high school, I'd give her a record deal and she could do whatever she want from that point on.
I
And we
love
made it happen.
this because it's not always just about getting money, putting people on, getting famous. Like, yo, you got to help people out, man.
And that's like too much is given, much is required. You're blessed so you can be a blessing. Like that's how we continue to keep passing it on. I always there's this idea, I hate it too, like people say like, it's that crab in the barrel mentality of like, yo, I gotta make it out the hood. And when you say stuff like that, it makes you think that you gotta climb on top of people, and then once you gone, you gone. But it's not about making it out the hood, it's about building up the hood. So then once, like, I don't wanna make it out, I wanna make the hood. Like I wanna make everybody in the hood popping. So the hood, like that's how it used, like Harlem used to be the spot to be. Like that was the go-to spot. You wasn't trying to get out of Harlem, you was trying to get to Harlem.
Right.
And that's how we gotta embrace our communities again, to where like that's where the essence is. That's where the culture is. And instead of allowing people to come to our culture and rob it.
Yeah.
Let's continue to build it up, that you got to come get it to where it's at. Like, that's what Detroit used to be. That's what, Oakland used to be. Like, these are those places that birthed so many movements. But now something happened where we was like, oh, I got to make it out. Like, nah, we got to make it. We got to continue to build everybody in that community. So I think if we start reconditioning the mindsets of embracing who we are, and that giving back is more popular than just popping, that's what it is.
When we hear this from Nick, is this how he is also on the tour with everybody on set? Just in general conversation when y'all just
that with a whole
it?
lot of fuckery.
Yeah, that is Nick all the time. That is a genuine thing I will say with Nick. Even with me, finding me and helping me, and I'm known Nick since the movie Love Don't Cause a Thing. So even finding people, he's always done that. He really cares about taking people and doing more for him as well.
Because I think it's crazy when people are like, well, why does Nick care now? And it's like, wait,
he's always done.
Yeah.
He's
always cared.
Help more comedians than Russell. Almost like just change
I don't know
lives.
that. I can't take that.
Seriously,
Russell put a gang of people.
Rick Michaels said that.
I said that in the camera. I said that.
But nah, it's just like, again, I've been one of those dudes. Like, I feel like somebody looked out for me and gave me an opportunity, and you gotta pay it forward in that same way. And not even just in entertainment, but just as a community leader, somebody who just like, if you got money in your pocket and your man don't, like, we all gotta win. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not winning if you losing, especially if you right next to me. So like, I was taught that as a young age. So I want everybody to be able to eat.
And when everything happened with America's Got Talent and you walking away, I don't know why. I guess people were shocked. I wasn't shocked, maybe because I know that nothing in this world can ever buy your morals or your integrity.
Yeah, character goes so far. And I mean, in integrity, I mean, as cliche as the statement is, like, you got to stand for something or you'll fall for anything. And when my integrity is put on the line and my artistic choices are questioned from something that, like, from the system, I gotta stand firm. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like they forced my hand in that situation to be able to just, even if I could, because I could have played it in the back, and there was a lot of other things that went on that I didn't expose because I'm not really messy like that.
That guy,
But it's still like, when you challenge me in a way, I have to stand for my own beliefs, and I have to stand for the art. I have to stand for freedom of speech, and that's what we did. And wasn't no amount of money worth, my integrity or my character.
Did you have to think about it hard, or were you just already knew?
The crazy thing is that everybody around me was like, nah, come on, man. Like, they'll say sorry. They'll give you more money. Like, you utilize this to your benefit. And it was like, it wasn't about that. Like, people that are super close to me that I thought would stand with me on making a decision were nervous and worried. Not that they were telling me, to make a bad decision, but they were just concerned for my well-being. And I was like, it's going to be all right. It's going to be more millions. It's going to be more checks. Like, I ain't got to chase after it. Like, you can't just dangle money in front of me and expect me to be like, okay, it's all good.
Right.
Like, I'm not that guy. So, and again, like, I mean, you cut from the same cloth. It's one of those things, like, you're going to speak your mind, you're going to say what you believe, and you're not going to allow anybody to deter you or alter you or shake you. You solid.
And you know what? It shows not just in your personal life and those decisions that you make, but even when you look at WildNOut, it's been your vision.
Yeah.
And were there times earlier in the seasons where the system tried to control it, or have they kind of just let you do you?
Yeah, I kind of been blessed, especially over the years, that success speaks for itself. And then, when you're known as a person who has integrity, who has a vision, even outside of integrity, just knowing like, I know what I want to do, I know what I want to accomplish, people tend to start to trust you. And I feel like, Viacom, MTV, they really instilled their trust in me and allowed me to do my thing. But early on, people didn't understand it. Like, when I was creating the show and pitching it to people, they were like, what? You want to do what? But, it kind of it broke the mold. And so in that case, there's like, the only person that could do it is Nick. And now they creating like a whole bunch of other TV shows that are like wilding out lights. You know what I mean? Like little off-brand versions of the show. So, but it's like, it's cool. Like, I take that as a compliment to see like, we shifting culture. So if I can allow not even just that brand, but even the people that you see come through the brand to go off it, I want to produce so many movies and TV shows from all the talent that you see on the show, and more artists, and, putting out records and stuff that actually give all of these people that you see start online, and now they've grown to be huge stars. So I feel it's definitely a portal for just talent, and it's been that since the early 2000s.
I know it's going to be hard, but who are some of the talent that you're very, very proud of? You're most proud of. I know you can't pick one.
Yeah.
But you're just like, wow, I'm really...
Rip Michaels.
Okay.
Nah, I'm proud of Rip. Honestly,
course.
but it's everybody. I mean, even people don't know the story of Pete Davidson, who was a kid who I had my radio show, and he would call up and say he just wanted to do stand-up at like 14, 15 years old. I was like, man, if you don't go to school. And like I let him do an open mic and heard his story, met his mom, and then heard, that his father was killed in 9/11, so many different things. And I took this teenager on the road with me, and then cut to a few years later, I put him on WildNOut, and he's one of the stars of Saturday Night Live, and going on to do huge things, movies, all of that stuff. So cats like that, to where I saw it, like it's literally like my child. You know what I mean? Like you were a kid, and I watched you overcome so much and actually be a mover and shaker in the game. So Pete, Kehlani, to even cats I came up with, like, to see Kevin take over the world is amazing. You know what I mean? Like, we used to sit in the back of comedy clubs in LA and just talk about what we could do to pay bills. And now, you know, dead serious. And like, and now a bill will never be a factor in Kevin Hart's life ever again. Baby mamas maybe, but not bills.
Oh, Nick. God, this is crazy.
Yeah, nah,
what else do you want to do? I feel like you've done it all. I mean, you got your song.
Yeah. We do. I mean, music is always gonna be a passion of mine, and like like I said, people don't even know. Like I play like 7 instruments, and it's just because people have never really seen. They see or
7?
Yeah, but I mean, like people know I play drums from drumline, but like everything from bass, guitar, piano, harmonica, like all of that stuff. So like music is, I make all the music on WildNOut. Been producing and DJing since I was a teenager. So that stuff is always gonna be in me. We always gonna do that. The label's always gonna strive. We always looking for new artists like Kehlani and others that you'll continue to see. But stand up ain't never gonna stop. I'm gonna be one of them 80-year-old dudes that's just rolling out on the stage telling jokes. Being someone of the community, an activist, a philanthropist, that's never gonna stop. And then we always make
and movies.
Yeah, I was gonna say we make a movie or two every year just
King of Dance Hall.
Yeah, King of the Dance Hall is popping in the Caribbean community right now, like crazy. Like it's so authentic and so real, and had the opportunity to work with so many authentic artists in that culture. So that's popping. We got another one that we about to do a basketball movie at the end of the year that takes place out in LA. So it's just like we always moving and grooving and looking, to give other people opportunities.
Damn, what isn't he doing, Rip?
No.
I mean, doesn't that make you feel? It makes me feel like, damn, I need to never sleep.
Both of y'all be hustling. Get out of here. Y'all both got 13 jobs.
You know what I'm saying? I'm opening my own amusement park, so that's what I'm doing.
Ripland?
No, it is. It's a cool park where it's like a fun park where you can drink from Usher's cup. You can be chased by Bobby Valentino. You could do shots of Bill Cosby.
I ain't gonna let you sit here and talk about my friends like that.
You could go down in the basement with R. Kelly. It's a celebrity amusement park.
Why he gotta be in the basement?
It's for fun. It's a celebrity amusement park.
You catch everything.
You can do everything.
Nick, do you get heat because Rip Michaels or other comedians?
All the time. I remember Samuel L. Jackson's wife came and cussed me out at the airport. I was like, I ain't never even said nothing about Samuel L. Jackson. She's like, look, I am his wife, and I do not control him. I was like, well, you controlling this conversation. She went off on me at the airport.
That's random.
And I never said
Nick has random stuff.
I never said anything about Samuel Jackson or his wife, but she felt like a comedian said something.
Oh,
she
wait,
thought
so nothing...
somebody said something. I don't know what happened on.
But you never even talked about him.
Because I'm usually the person, like, I look out for the celebs and the jokes, but it's always somebody on the show that just say something disrespectful. And I think it got back to her that somebody said something about her on the show. I was like, well, it wasn't me. She went off on me. I was like, all right, I'll take it.
I know. I was going to say, what do you do in that situation? It's like, all right.
I mean, it's all out of good fun.
Right.
You laugh it off, and, at the end of the day, there's no malice in it whatsoever. So even when we joking and when when people come on the show, we know, and we fought, like if somebody says, please don't say nothing about this, or we're never disrespectful unless they get disrespectful. If they get disrespectful, then this.
Oh, Nick got to switch. If you ever watch the episodes, Nick got to switch. Well, he'll go light on you, and then he go.
If
Nick turn like this and look to the camera, go like this.
If you disrespect me,
no, I got you. He got two Nicks. He got the other Nick. He's like, no, you forgot.
I'll try to be as respectful as possible until disrespect is entered into the realm, and then I'll have to follow suit.
You know what, Nick? I'm surprised that you follow their guidelines if they have any. Like, because a lot of times, like, I feel because you've done radio and we've known each other, like, if someone says, hey, we're not going to talk, I'll be like, cool, we're not going to do this interview. Yeah. Because eventually you are going to talk about it. And then I didn't get it. So you think that platform is more important, where I'm not going to put you in that situation, but I'm giving you this open forum. So I'm surprised, but I'm not mad. Yeah. I'm good with it.
You know what it is? And we were actually just talking about this not too long ago. It's authenticity.
Right.
And a lot of these artists, a lot of these people that we look up to or see in the public art, they're not real. They're not authentic.
100%.
And they don't know. They get nervous in interview situations. They beat around the bush and no offense to them or whatever, because sometimes they're just not comfortable in their own skin. A lot of artists are that way. Right. But when you can be authentic, whether it's on WildNOut, whether it's in an interview, then you enter the door with no fear. And that's just kind of how I am. But I can't expect everybody to be built like that. So I respect that, a person's not really ready to talk about that, or they're not comfortable within themselves. Right. They're not dealing with it well yet. So until they get to that point where they're ready to deal with it, I can't charge them.
Nice.
I can't charge them. But but me, I'm gonna be authentic. I'm gonna always keep it a stack, and I sleep easy at night because of that.
That is good.
Yeah.
I think that's great. I'm not like that at all. I'd be like, you want me not to talk about? Yeah, we not doing.
But you would never hear like this. I've never done an interview where I've told somebody don't talk about something, or don't bring that up, because it's like, if it's my life, I get it. You want to know about my life, and I'm gonna give you the real deal. I'm gonna give you the straight 100.
And you know what? You've been open even when you had the health scares and literally had us all worried and concerned. How are things going?
I mean, again, I was diagnosed with lupus nephritis in 2012, and I didn't know what the hell that was. You know what I mean? Like, and from that, I've been able to not only learn and grow from it, but I've been able to be an inspiration and help others understand what it is. You know what I mean? When you get an autoimmune condition and your immune system isn't functioning properly, you don't know what that is. Like, they still don't know what causes it. They still don't have a cure for it. But an idea when it's so many people who are affected by it, and it's crazy because lupus affects the majority of black women more than anything. And they're doing the research to figure out, is it diet, is it genetics, but it's something that you can live with, and I've become stronger and healthier since my diagnosis, because I thought I was like healthy back then, but like now, I gotta get my blood work every 3 weeks. You know what I mean? Yeah, I gotta go just to make sure like my blood is moving normally, because if not, like even during the holidays, something went wrong, with the medicine and all that. And I had to have 5 blood transfusions, and I was in the hospital during Christmas all the way to New Year's. But it's just, so you have to pay such close attention to your health when you have a serious condition like this, because if not, it can definitely be a wrap. So it's one of those things where it's made, like most people like, I eat because I want to be in shape, or I work out because I want to be in shape. Like, no, I eat to live. Like, I work out because I want to live. So it's made me a better person. It's definitely more difficult. You know what I mean? During 2012, I was on such a strict regimen, like in the diet. Like I was on what they call a renal diet. Like I couldn't have no processed foods, no sodium, like even certain vegetables I couldn't have, because it was so crazy. But that helped me understand my body. That helped me understand like so many different things. So it worked out to where I can now be a voice for that community. Yeah. And like a lot of people, because if you can't explain it, like you hear somebody got lupus, or you don't know what it is. You don't know what it is. Like, can I catch it? Can my kids get it? Like I was asking all of those questions. But when you learn and you educate yourself on it and you can share that information, I feel like we'll find a cure, and we'll find, people be able to live a lot longer. Like I remember my doctor told me, he was like, look, there's a couple things, like based off of your lifestyle, you can, you can die next year, or I can get you to 80 years. I was like, I'm going to take that 80.
Let's go 80.
Yeah, I'm going to go with that 80. And it's just like based off of how my lifestyle. And, you know, it's everything from the proper rest, which I never get, you know what I mean? Like, but from, you know, like I drink 2 gallons of water a day. Like it's things like, it's things like that to just that keep your body moving. And, you know, this is some, like you got to treat it as like, this is your car. This is your vehicle that keeps you moving and that drives your spirit. So I got to make sure it's tuned up every day. We get on the road, it's crazy, like, cause we'll do these workout challenges and stuff. Like I seen this man drop 25 pounds.
40 pounds.
He dropped 40 pounds in 25 days.
Oh, whoa.
Nick had to bet me money, so when you bet me money.
Oh, that you on.
Dude, come on, it's on. You know me.
But that's the thing, like, really, I just care about his health. Like, man, I give you all the money in the world, you know? So it's just like one of those things where I challenge my brothers and sisters around me.
He
like,
will wake you up too. Nick will take you to Waffle House, smack everything off your plate, eat a waffle in front of you. Nick
But that's the thing too. I also
don't do as I do.
I don't want to be one of them dudes that be preaching health all the time because I think happiness comes before, like happiness creates health. So like all the people like, oh, don't eat that or don't eat, man, eat whatever makes you happy, but everything in moderation. You know what I mean?
That's a good plan.
Yeah, like eat clean. Like everybody's seen the What the Health documentary on Netflix, and everybody like, oh, I ain't eat this, I ain't this. Like, nah, that documentary tells you like there's gonna be something wrong with everything. You just got to be educated and wise on what you put into your body.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's the thing. Like, I've been like, everybody want to be a vegan this week. Like, yeah, but understand if you're a vegan, there's certain things that you're taking out of your diet that you need to now input into your diet, certain functions, and you're gonna be real tired if you want to be a vegan because there's certain things that you were eating that was giving you energy, and it's certain, like, so you got to understand you can't just overnight become super healthy. You got to educate yourself and be happy with it, because I've been on the deathbed and be like, dang, I want a hamburger. You know what I mean? Because it's like, yo, what makes you happy? You know what I'm saying? Like if a hamburger makes you happy, get that person a hamburger. Yeah, and that's how life is more about creating happiness. That's real enlightenment. You know what I mean? Like when you can be happy, when you can go to sleep easy at night, and then happy when you wake up. That's what it's all about. And if a burger make you happy, eat that damn burger, Rip.
Well, on behalf of Burger King, Popeyes,
Churches,
all the people that's my Instagram friends, my top 5 IG. Taco Bell got a new chalupa. I got that alert. Chalupa with bacon, it's a chalupa with bacon and cream in it. It's like you never had one like that. Potatoes inside.
Hysterical.
How are the kids doing?
They're amazing. I was just with all my kids, all of them all over the world. Like the twins were on tour with their mom. I got a chance to pull up on them. We spent Labor Day together. And then, you know, I took my new son to meet my great grandmother who's like 98 years old. So
wow.
Yeah, like so it's been amazing, man. To be a father is really what my life is all about. And to be, you know, that's what life is about. I mean, to be fruitful and multiply and to pass on your legacy. So I'm enjoying every aspect of fatherhood.
For people who obviously are going through breakups or they're not with the person that they had a baby with, what's a key point you could tell them for co-parenting? Because I feel that you have done such a great job when it comes to co-parenting.
Honesty and love, taking the ego out. You know what I mean? Like I'll be the first to say, like, yo, when you don't get something right, you don't focus on the negativity aspect. You be like, yo, we didn't do that right, but let's from this point on focus on how to be the best parents we can be, and focus on that unconditional love that these children were created with. You know what I mean? I figure people get caught up in what they believe is right, or their ego, or what tells them how to do it. Yeah. So like, but if you can strip all that away and say, yo, let's focus on them, like you're gonna find that common denominator of like, we only want what's best for the children. And when you can focus on that and take yourself out of it, it becomes pretty easy.
Was that hard?
Oh,
because I feel like that's just hard in general.
Yeah, in any relationship, you know, it's hard to take yourself out of it. But again, I think I have a interesting quality of being able to understand my flaws and embrace them. And like that's even in my humor. I have very self-deprecating humor. I mean, that's what WildNOut is created off of, and people just making fun of me. But even like approaching life that way, to where it's like you can't take yourself too seriously. You know what I mean? I always say don't take life too seriously because nobody makes it out alive. Like it's just one of those things where like embrace each day for what it is. And that's how I treat all of my relationships. I come from a very honest and sincere place of like, look, nobody's perfect. and at least if I can be authentic in the moment, like let's get to that, and then hopefully, you know, we create some beautiful experiences and memories together.
That remind me of that Dreamgirl song. That's kind of
there it is.
Right, that Dreamgirl song is kind of like
Wait, Rip Michaels?
That's
Who's
what that
the
is,
dream
right?
girl?
I mean, I've had many dream girls throughout my career.
At least you're honest.
Yeah,
Nick.
nah, but obviously, I mean, even when you think about when I was writing that song, you know, Mariah's always been my dream girl since I was 12 years old. But I always tell people Mariah was my dream girl, Chili was my dream girl. There's so many dream girls. But I wrote that song, Dream Girl, really talking about those moments when you've come out of a breakup and you still feeling your ex. Like, we've all been in that situation where you're like, dang, I like this person as laying next to me, but for some reason this person won't get out of my mind, and it's because it's like it's things that you haven't cleaned it up. You still got one more thing you want to say. You got one more moment of magic that you want to create, and if you haven't really done away with it, you'll never get through it. So like, I like to have closed-ended relationships. So through my music, through my art, I get to express that, and then I get to move on and grow from it.
Do you have anything, like any last words for anyone, or you moved on? I mean, now we're curious.
Yeah, you know what? It's funny. I am one of those people, like, I have to get it all out, but once I get it all out, I'm good. Yeah. But it takes a minute sometimes to get it all out. Like, I got to be like, am I really done with this?
Yeah.
And so, but like, once I'm done, once that door is closed, I'll never go back.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it takes a minute sometimes. And because that's the thing. People feel like once you in love, that the love is just supposed to go away. It doesn't. Like, love isn't like, you can't just turn it off like a faucet.
It's
like,
not timely.
Like, you always gonna have, like, and that's the thing you have to understand. Just because you have a love for someone doesn't mean that you need to go back and venture into it. That's where we often make a lot of mistakes. Like, I can always love you from afar. You know what I mean? Like, I'd be like, yo, I will always love this about you and how you were this and so powerful. And I've had the opportunity to have so many amazing and powerful women in my life that their spirit is always gonna resonate. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really deal with, like, you know, superficial or frivolous type of people. So everybody I've ever dealt with has instilled so much in me that, and I value that, and I'm so grateful for it. So but I can't, you know, I don't want to mess up their life, and where, like, everybody moves on and everybody grows. So I love from afar at this point.
Do you want to get married again?
Hell no. Absolutely not.
Why?
Not because I feel like marriage, that institution of marriage is it actually taints love.
Really?
Because it puts stipulations on it.
Okay.
And it puts paperwork on it, and it brings the government into it.
Yeah.
And it's like all of that stuff, like, to me, like, those are some of the most trying times. Like, divorce is so not fun, and like, because it's like, now you got the government involved in your relationship. You know what I mean? It's like, things like that is so trying on one's soul, especially when you're just trying to do right. You know what I mean? Like, ultimately, like, when you're ending a relationship, it's because you're trying to better yourself. Because whether the situation was toxic or you were toxic for the situation, it's like, oh, let me separate this, and then, like, now I got to deal with all of this drama and this madness. Like, you're trying to escape drama, and drama continues to follow you. So, and then even in the good times, it's like, man, I wish I would have played things in a better way and didn't make it so much about this institution, but focus more on the love. You know what I mean? And we find it, again, it's ego, superficiality, like what the public thinks. Like, we get so focused on that opposed to, like, really caring and loving that person. So hopefully my next situations, I could just focus on love more than what society deems love.
I hope you can be a woman coach to every girl that I ever dated and be like, this is why I'm not
got
getting
these
married.
isms.
Don't bring
Come
the
talk to
government
the cannon.
into this love.
That's a good
You gotta
one.
listen what Nick say. Look, Nick, speak to her for 15 minutes because she been badgering me all week. Go ahead.
That was good.
Tell her why we not doing this. Even you was like, I can see that. You leave like, I don't need a ring. I got him.
I got him. It's the love. I don't need no paperwork.
I was like, wow.
I'm in love. I don't need
Right when you hear that word,
When
you're
you're
like,
government, you be like,
You don't want the
establishment.
government in your relationship. Why this paperwork?
Yeah.
Why we gotta sign this? I mean, but again, like, I go so deep with it when it comes to, like, you know, the government has always put putting us on paper. You know what I mean? From the day that we're born, you know what I mean? You're documented. A birth certificate is that's a certificate of ownership and the value that this country places on you. So it's like you got to be careful with what you sign and how you move, just based off of, you know, my Moorish understanding and really taking myself like I'm much more than just an American. I love America, love everything about it, but American is, again, a label that you have placed on me.
Right.
And I'm so much more than that.
And for people who don't know, when you're saying Moorish and when you're talking and they don't understand, they're like, oh, what is that on your head? And
like people think like this is something new that I've been doing this for, like, my son is 6 years old. I named him Moroccan back in the day, like, to understand, like, yo, there's a power, there's a royalty that our people come from. There's so much power in our melanin that people are afraid to talk about. Like, melanin is worth more than gold. And there's a reason. It's been that for centuries, and people are intimidated by that. And so, like, I'm very delicate in how I speak on it, because people get so territorial. But I respect and study so many, from the Moors to the Hebrew Israelites to the Sikhs to Buddhists to, like, all of this stuff. They all, if you really study where it all comes from, it comes from a very sovereign place of understanding and enlightenment, that it takes so much longer than just an interview to talk about it. But I really encourage people to just do your research, study. And don't take what people tell you for gold, and don't take what people tell you as the true science. Like, there's science and mathematics to this that kind of breaks it all down. And I just say, at the end of the day, I tell every young person, question everything.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day, just question everything. You have to. Like, that's what it's about.
Times are crazy.
Question everything.
Even if it doesn't seem like it's crazy, it's still crazy.
Yeah, question everything. And when you can do that, like, you'll find your own understanding.
Man, I love it.
Yeah.
This is, Nick, it's always good to see you.
Always a pleasure. I appreciate the fellowship.
Of course. Rip Michaels.
Always a pleasure working with you.
Absolutely. And the humor is always
Come
great.
check us out on the road. We wilding out.
And a new album, too.
Yes. And Dreamgirl.
Yeah,
and make sure you
Dreamgirl.
check out for the movies and everything that's happening out here, because clearly Nick doesn't sleep.
It's
and
incredible.
Never sleeps. Never sleeps. You'll see Nick 1 minute in the studio, then he telling jokes, doing stand-up, then he back in the studio. Then he at Radio Shack. Then he trying to buy a Waffle House.
All of that.
Let's
go.
I'm like, Nick, when did you record this song, hey, girl? I was with you for the last 10 days. He'll play it. I was like, when? He was like, in the room, I recorded it. And I was like,
you gotta keep going.
We love it, man. I can't wait to see you the next time around. I'm sure
Absolutely.
At that point, I don't know what you'll be doing, but I'm sure it'll be great as usual.
Appreciate you.
Of course. Thank you so much, you guys.
That's love.
Oh, and for the record, I wanted to tell you this. I told you it before off camera. Thank you for supporting Colin.
Nah.
It really means the world to us.
I'm gonna give you an exclusive right now. That's my brother, and I'm rocking with him. I got a spoken word piece coming out that's so dedicated to him and our entire movement. That, I mean, I love what that brother stands for and kneels for. So let's keep to it.
Seriously, I never had a chance to tell you in person. I saw you quickly at the VMAs last year, but just thank you. And it means so much. We hear everything. So thank you.
To you and to him, we thank you. Like it's so much more that like when we gotta bond together.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I truly respect, when anyone could put their not just their career, but just their persona on the line. And it's a beautiful thing. And I rock with him, and I rock with anybody else that stands for what they believe in.